Welcome to Sib Spot. Today's featured Reddit stories are from Am I the A-Hole? Story 1 today is by Milk the Algorithm. Am I the a-hole for making my sister's gender reveal cake gray because she wouldn't tell me the gender? I'm a 22 male and I bake as a hobby, and I'm actually pretty good at it. I get paid under the table for weddings and baby showers, kind of good. My sister is pregnant and wanted me to make a cake for her gender reveal. Cool, no problem. I asked her to send me the info so I could prep the inside, classic pink or blue filling. She says, "Oh no, I want to be surprised too. Just make it neutral for the reveal and we'll all find out together." I was like, huh? So you want a gender reveal cake with no gender revealed? She says she'll have someone email the info to me later. That someone never did. Deadlines come and I still have no gender, so I make the cake. It's gray inside, gray outside. Just full-on cement vibes. I even added little fondant clouds for effect. It still tasted great, but visually, grim as heck. The reveal day comes, they cut into it, and my sister looks pissed. Her husband is confused. People start murmuring, then she pulls me aside like, "Why would you make it gray? That's so passive-aggressive." Calmly reminded her that no one told me the gender. I literally had no data to work with. I told her I wasn't about to guess or go full improv on someone's baby cake. Now my mom says I embarrassed her in front of the family and that I should have tried harder. Tried harder to do what? Summon the gender through vibes? So am I the a-hole for making the most neutral reveal cake in history? Edit, I actually did follow up. I asked her a couple days before the reveal if the info had been sent, and she just said something like, "Yeah, someone's taking care of it." I figured it was handled. I didn't want to pester her since she seemed chill about it at the time. You are the a-hole here. And the statement in this that makes me say you are the a-hole is that you made the cake. It's gray inside, gray outside, just full-on cement vibes. You made it as boring as you could deliberately. And there's so many colors that you could have picked from. You didn't have to do blue, you didn't have to do pink. You could have done yellow, you could have used purple, you could have made a nice little orange colored cake. There's so many different colors you could have picked from. Even white would have been better than gray. The fact that you deliberately made sure that the cake had full-on cement vibes, yeah, that makes you the a-hole here. It's not about that it didn't have pink or blue in it, because you never got the info for it. She didn't even seem upset that you didn't put pink or blue in it. She said you were passive-aggressive. You could have made this much nicer for her, and the fact that you didn't makes me think you're the a-hole. Down in the comments is one post that I completely do agree with. By Dire Doctor, or Dire Durer. I'm not sure which one they're looking for here. You're the one making the cake. If you can't do it because you don't have the relevant information, that's on you. Be pushy or cancel the job. Come on now, at least you could have made the cake white instead of gray. That was passive-aggressive. You're the a-hole. That's what I agree with right there. You could have made it white and it would have been nicer. You could have put a mix of colors on the top or something on the cake to make it prettier. You just made it literally cement. So yeah, you're the a-hole here. I am curious though if you had her pay for it or not. Our next story is by Tweakin' Cat. Am I the a-hole for booking my own Airbnb so I don't have to sleep on a couch for 6 nights? My immediate and extended family have booked a vacation for later in the summer. My aunt who found this place knew the owner and they got a great deal. My aunt initially said there are 6 bedrooms. 1 room for her and her husband, my uncle, 1 room for my parents, 1 room for my cousin and her husband, 1 room for my other cousin and his wife, and 1 room for their kids who are both under 10. The last bedroom, you may wonder, is where my aunt and uncle made an innocent mistake in counting. There are only 5 bedrooms. They told me that my boyfriend and I will have to sleep on a pull-out couch. I told my parents I would rather not sleep on a couch even if it does pull out. I also don't want to make my boyfriend sleep on the couch with me either for his own privacy. It's in the living room, which is in the middle of everything. I would rather not be woken up to people starting their day, and I would rather not have to change in the bathroom each and every time or even leave all my stuff in the living room as well. I don't want to change in my parents' room either because I know I would probably rush so that they can have their own privacy. I don't want to put my luggage in anyone else's room and fill their room with my clutter. Same goes for my boyfriend. I don't want to make him do all that either. My family has never had this big of a vacation altogether in such a long time. I would love to be involved and whatnot, but I said I would rather not go if I can't have a room to myself, or I'll book my own place nearby and I will pay for my part of the main house everyone is in regardless. My mom refused both options and said I will ruin the trip if I don't stay under the same roof. If I get my own place to stay, it would solely be to sleep. I plan to be with my family at all other times and events. I don't care about the price of only getting an Airbnb just to sleep. I want my privacy. Haven't mentioned it to my cousins or anyone else yet that I'm considering getting my own place as close as possible, though. Am I the a-hole? I hate having to sleep on a pull-out couch. They're never comfortable and they're almost always squeaky. And even if they are comfortable, yes, I hate it too when I'm trying to sleep in the morning and somebody comes into the kitchen right nearby and starts making coffee or cooking breakfast or something when I'm trying to sleep. That being said, I have enjoyed vacations in the past where I had to sleep on a fold-out couch. It was not that big of a deal. But I can understand with your boyfriend being there as well, you definitely want some privacy because you also have to clean up your area much more frequently and organize your stuff more when everybody else they can live out of their suitcases and just leave everything wherever they want to in their private rooms. I don't think that you're an a-hole for wanting to have your own place. I think you're a bit of an a-hole for telling your mom you'd rather not go if you can't have your own room. That statement right there, the fact that you said that, makes you a bit of an a-hole in this case, in my opinion. You wouldn't have even been slightly the a-hole if you just said, I'm going to book my own place right near you guys, and I'll come over and do everything with you guys. I need to have my own space. That would have saved you. But the fact that you said, I'd rather not go if I can't have a room to myself, yeah, that's a bit of an a-hole move. What I don't understand, and what somebody else pointed out too, is why they're giving these two kids that are under 10 each their own room. Why aren't they sleeping on the couch? It's kind of like a hierarchy when you get older that you have seniority over the younger kids, and they should be on the couch. These two kids are going to be just sharing a sleeping space. They're not like a husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend that might want some private time. I think it would be a better idea for you to say the kids have to sleep on the couch. Our last story today is by Gabriella Whispers. Am I the a-hole for bringing my own food to a dinner party because the host always serves stuff I can't eat? So, I have a sensitive stomach and a long list of food intolerances. Nothing life-threatening, just enough to make me very sick. My friend group does monthly dinners where one person hosts and cooks. I love these nights, but the host this month is known for not really caring about my dietary needs. I told her ahead of time that I'd bring my own dish just so I didn't have to stress, and she said, sure, whatever. So I showed up with my container of food, didn't make a big deal, served myself, and joined everyone at the table. Apparently she got offended. After dinner she pulled me aside and said I was disrespectful and insulting her cooking, and that if I didn't trust her I shouldn't have come. I was honestly confused. I'd told her ahead of time and wasn't dramatic about it. Now a couple of mutual friends are telling me I should have just skipped the dinner instead of making it weird. But I feel like I did the most respectful thing I could. Am I the a-hole? At face value, you are 100% not the a-hole. She has failed in the past to provide for your dietary needs and restrictions, and you told her, I'm going to bring my own meal, and she said, sure, whatever. Does she not remember saying that? And tell your friends to butt out. This is not about them. You're trying to make sure you don't get sick, and it's actually considerate of you to be bringing your own food. If you have a list of like 30 things that you're allergic to and even one of those things gets in it and you get sick, the host would feel terrible. You avoided getting sick and she says that's disrespectful to her? Speaking of long lists, there's a long list of things that I would say to her in response to what she's doing here. Our stories for today have come to a close. Until we meet again, have a stupendous day.